Good evening, viewers. Welcome back to the channel. Apologies, it's been a little while since I've posted anything, but I'll try and put a couple of videos on tonight. So this is going to be a unboxing, so first impression of the kit you can see below here, which is the Revell 1/48 scale level 4 Top Gun Mavericks F14 Tomcat. So there's a lot there. There's nothing there to not like. I mean, it's Top Gun. It's awesome, right? If you're watching this video, I'm guessing that means you like aircraft. That means you probably like Top Gun, which means you probably love the F14. Who doesn't love the F14, right? So, I'm a little unsure what to expect. I bought it on spec. Didn't open the box. Didn't look at it. I was in Hobbycraft, and I've never seen it in there before. And thought, yeah, why the hell not? It wasn't too expensive. I think it was like 30 quid, 35 quid, I can't remember. Which for a 1/48 F14 is actually pretty reasonable, particularly for buying it new in a store. So on that basis, I don't have the highest expectation for it. Also, because it's a film tie-in, you tend to find with movie tie-ins in general, whether it's games or anything else, right? They tend to cash in on the name, and there's not normally a lot of substance behind the product. So again, that makes me think it's probably not the best one. And also the fact that it's Revell. I haven't got the best history with Revell kits. I've done a few in the not too distant past which have not been great. But then I've done a few a bit further back in my history that I thought at the time were fabulous. And then more recently, again, the last Revell kit I did was their 1/48 Revell, which was absolutely fantastic. So I think at this point the consensus I've come to about Revell is that you're not really sure what you're going to get, so better off open the box before you buy it and take a look at the kit, because they can vary wildly in quality, or do a bit of research beforehand before you splash out on the kit anyway. So with all that in mind, let's take a look at the box. Right, the artwork is great, obviously. It's Top Gun, all the various branding from the movie. Obviously this is because of the new film that's due to be released. I think they finished making it about 2 years ago, but with COVID they haven't released it yet. But obviously being an F14, it's really relating to the original movie. From the trailers, etc. I don't expect the F14 to be in the new movie. You never know, I guess. But given that it's not in service anymore with the US, I would be surprised if it's in the new movie. So it's really in reference to the original. And I guess you can also see, I don't know if you can see there, it's got on the pilot names, you've got Lieutenant Pete Mitchell and you've got Nick Bradshaw, which is Goose. I don't want to put any spoilers on there, but if you haven't seen the original film by now, it's been out for like 30 years. It's your own fault. So you'll know that Goose doesn't survive the film, and therefore this has got to be based on the original movie and not the sequel. Okay, so let's have a look at the box. Pretty sparse, really, to be honest. Has some dimensions, number of parts, 97 parts, so it's not the most detailed kit you're ever going to see, particularly for a 1/48 scale kit of this size. Level 4, which tells you that from Revell's standpoint, they consider this to be a reasonably complicated kit, which is probably par for the course, given that it's a variable geometry wing aircraft. It's got the swing wings. That normally means there's a little bit of mechanics involved in building it. Between the F14 and the Tornado, or stuff like the MiG-23 is, I think, the flogger. It's got the variable wings as well. It adds a little bit of extra complexity to putting the wings on. You can't just glue them in place. You've got to make them movable, or at least decide where you want to pose them anyway. Let's have a look what's in the box. Straight out, first of all, let's have a look at the instruction booklet. It's in line with Revell's more recent releases in that it's got some decent quality pictures. There's the decals as well. Put them to one side for now. So it's glossy, it's colour. Instructions look reasonably straightforward. In terms of sprues, we're not expecting too many sprues looking at that. So okay. So first thing that strikes me there is this is not going to take very long to put together. I think by the looks of it, you're probably going to spend more time building the ordnance than you will building the aircraft. In terms of the schemes, nothing too elaborate. This is obviously a US Air Force plane from the movie. We all seen the movie. There's no fancy schemes on the F14. Well, you don't see, in fact, you don't see too many fancy schemes on the F14 in general. But you know, it's pretty basic in the film, which is pretty much what you're going to build here. So, okay, no real complaints about the quality of the instructions, but it does allude a little bit to the quality of the kit. I think the kit's going to be pretty simple. Looking at that. Again, I think the decals as well gives you the same impression. They look to be nice quality. You know, they're bright, they're clean. However, you know, for a kit, for a plane the size of the F14 in, you know, in 1/48 scale, there really aren't a lot of decals there. So again, it's going to be a reasonably bare aircraft, which is nothing necessarily wrong with that. If that's the way the aircraft is, that's the way it is. But you see, I mean, just to give you an example, there is a tornado kit that I did recently that I didn't like at all. Didn't end up finishing, or haven't finished yet. But same sort of size aircraft, same sort of shape aircraft, and this is what you get in terms of decals for it. And that's with, you know, it's Italeri, who I'm not a fan of their kits either, but it's a much better decal sheet, right? Okay, so decals are all good though. What we do have look fine. So let's take a look at the actual sprues themselves. Move that out the way for now. So straight away, slight frustration is that it's all jammed into one bag. So open this up. But now we got two small bags. I don't know what they are. It's like a sensor pod or something. Got to glue it together. I'm not sure. Keep hold of that. Okay, so we do actually have some bags within the bag here, which is a little strange. Let's try and get them out. Okay, so the first thing you'll notice about it is it's big. It's a big aircraft, obviously. One thing about it, which I don't really think I'm that much of a fan of, is that considering this is basically a brand new kit, right? This has got raised detail on it, which tends to be an indication of an old mold. I don't know too much about the history of the mold that this is. But also the quality of the molding, the quality of the plastic is not great compared to other kits I've got. I've got a Academy F14, and I've also got a Hobby Boss F14 that I've not built yet, and they are both much better quality in terms of the molding and the detailing than this. But they would also cost more than this new. So, but even little details like the little fins on the bottom here, right? You'd expect to attach those yourself, right? You wouldn't expect to have them molded into the fuselage when you get it out of the box. So I don't know. We'll see. And same for the top section, right? The top section is all basically a single piece. So you've got the main body of the aircraft. I mean, literally all you're going to be doing is putting the cockpit in, putting the nose on, attaching the wings, attaching the stabilizers, and it's going to be mostly built. So on some of the items I see on the sprues as well, there is also a lot of flash. I don't know if you can see around the detailing here, around the pilot and some of the other pieces. So just looking around here, stuff like this, right? It's all got to get cut off. It's going to be really annoying. So we'll have to see how well that all goes together in the end, but I'm not holding out any high hopes at the moment, if I'm honest. I'm not overly impressed with the quality of the kit. With the screws. So here we got the nose cone, we've got 2 engines, some missiles, pieces of the pilot seats, and the cockpit tub, and air intakes. So at least there is something for us to attach, which is a novelty so far on this kit. Again, very basic. Okay, and again here with the wings, same story really. Not a lot of detail, and what is there is raised rather than recessed. I'm not generally a fan of raised detailing. I am a bit of a fan of a panel line wash on my kits after I've finished glossing them. It isn't going to work too well if there's nothing to catch the wash. So no, we'll see. I mean, I'm not like massively dissatisfied, just because I know that, considering that I bought this brand new from the store, I didn't pay a massive amount for a kit this size. So you have to go into this sort of thing with the right level of expectation. You can't get too upset when you buy something cheap and then complain that it's cheap. But I do think for a brand new boxing, for a high profile kit like something related to the Top Gun, they could have done a better job with the plastic. But I guess, like every kit, right, the outcome in large part is also determined by your skill as a modeler. But this is not going to make it any easier. And you know, my modeling skills aren't great, I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit of an amateur, so how well this is going to turn out, I have no idea. And then the canopy, 2-piece, one very big section and a smaller piece. That looks okay. How well it fits, that's another question. We'll have to approach that one. We'll see, but no concerns about that at this point. Okay, so after opening the box for the first time, what is the final what's the final sort of initial opinion? Honestly, disappointed. It's a really, when you look at the box, it's a really enticing, exciting looking kit. But then when you open it, it's a little bit of a letdown, I'm not going to lie. It's not to say it won't be fun to build, and it's not to say it won't turn out to be a decent quality kit. But it is definitely not on a par with other kits that I've seen. I've not had the pleasure of the Tamiya kit in 1/48 yet for the F14, but I believe that's very nice. So of all the ones I have seen and all the ones that I'm aware of, I think this is probably the worst. When you consider that we're talking about, we've got Academy in the mix there as well. It's not great. Anyway, at some point, maybe a while, I will get around to building this, and I will pop a build video on the channel as well. But it could be a while yet. I've got plenty of things in the queue before I get to this. But yeah, that's the TOPGUN F14. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, please check out my channel. I've got plenty of other videos on there for other new kits that I've bought over the last year or so. Plan to add some more when I'm actually going to a couple of shows over the next few weeks and going down to the tomorrow morning. In fact, I'm going for quite a long drive down to Avon, to the Avon IPMS show. So I'm going to take some video while I'm down there, and I'll pop that on the channel. I'll probably buy a few kits as well. I will definitely buy a few kits. And then we've also got the Stoke-on-Trent show, which is a week tomorrow. And we are, as I say, when I say we, Wrexham Wings, our model club, we're actually displaying at the Stoke Model Show. So in the event that you watch this video before then and you are somewhere local, come along and see us, say hello. But I'll take some video of that one as well, and then I'll pop that on the channel when I've been. But yeah, so please keep watching. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm still relatively new to YouTube, so I'm a bit short on subscribers at the moment. Could do with all the hits I can get. But any questions, anything you wanted to ask, any comments, all feedback will be appreciated. Yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching, and have a good evening.